So what I'm going to be doing today is testing out a resin hack. A lot of people have sent it to me and said they just can't get it to work, and I think they might be making one or two mistakes. And this resin hack uses school glue, alcohol inks, UV resin and bezels. So what we need to do first is make our clear bezels, and that's going to be pretty easy to do. All I'm going to be using is this wide damming tape here to start with. And I much prefer the wider damming tape. Just gives you that bit extra space to work on. And I'm going to be using a variety of these bezels. And whenever you're using damming tape, make sure you push it down really well. Look at that little wing. I love that one. And you can get quite a few on here. Push it down really well like this. I can even fit one more on there. Let's fit one more on there. I've got an oval one. Yeah, we have. Oh, I know what we haven't got. We haven't got a heart. So once I've got that on there, what I like to do is roll over these. I know I've shown this before with a pencil because that will really help get those attached onto there. Then I like to turn it over, and then with that same pencil or a piece of dowel or something like that, I like to rub over the whole thing. And that way you're almost guaranteed not to get any leaks. Now for this next part, I'm going to be using a low viscosity UV resin because I want it to lay really flat. I don't want it to dome at this stage. And I'm also not going to actually overfill these either. I want them to come as close to that edge as I possibly can so that I can do the finishing part to it, and it leaves enough space there for me to have a finishing part. A couple of these have got little bubbles in, but that's not a problem. I will burst those with a long neck lighter. I work in an area that has got no natural sunlight, which is a bit depressing at times, but it's so I can try to control the reflections, although that doesn't work all the time either. I love testing out resin hacks because sometimes they work and other times they don't. So if you've got any resin hacks that you want me to test, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to try and test something for people. So that's them all full. Let's go around and burn off any bubbles that have come up. Now I've got one that's leaking here, and these ones do tend to leak because the little clip goes the wrong way. I hadn't actually noticed that when I put that one on, which is a shame because there is a technique where you can stop that happening. But there we go, we'll be alright. I'll be able to pick that off anyway. It's only a little bit. And that one's the same, obviously, because it's a loop on it that's going that way instead of that way. So I'm going to cure these up for 3 minutes. And then once they're cured, I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Well, they should be cured now, so we can take those off. Let's just double check. Yeah, they're cured enough now. So let's get these off. Now, where I let that over pour, I should be able to pick that off at this stage, and I can. That one's got a bit of a bubble on it. That's okay. Now, if you pull these off slower than what I'm doing, like this, you can guarantee that you're not going to get any of the sticky stuck on it. I'm just pulling them off far too fast. So these are all done now, and what I want to use the side that was attached to the damming tape. So let's take my gloves off. I think this next prep bit will be easier if I do it like that. So what I now need to do is attach temporarily these cocktail sticks to this item. So I'm using blue tack like that, pushing it on, and then that gives me a little handle. I've cut the ends off these cocktail sticks because then it's not a spike and it will make it a lot easier to do. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll fix those up, and then I'll show you what ingredients I'm using next. Well, they're all now ready to be dipped. So what I'm going to do is sort my dipping solution out in a second, but I will need something to put these in once I've dipped them for them to dry. So I've got a bit of Oasis here for that flour stuff. It's really, really cheap to buy. I use this a lot for bezels and different sorts of things. If you can't use this, then perhaps some fine sand in a pot and turn them upside down. Whatever really you can use to dry these. Now the other thing is, on the video and the instructions that someone sent me, it said use latex. But I don't think they mean latex. I think they do mean this washable white glue. Now I'm using a silicone mould here that's used for coasters, and I don't think you need an awful lot in here. So I'm just going to have enough to make sure it goes all the way around like that. And this will wash out really easily. And I'm using the Resin alcohol inks because I absolutely 100% prefer them to any other alcohol ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use many colours because I don't want to flood this with too much colour. But I'm going to pop my alcohol inks on top of my PVA glue or school glue, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to use colours that don't compete with each other and go muddy. So I've got reds, oranges and yellows here, but I'm also going to add in a tiny drop of white because the white of the glue is not going to be white at the end. So there we go, I've got that. Now what I'm going to do is give this a bit of a swirl round to make a pattern like that, and now I'm going to leave that for about 4 or 5 minutes just to settle itself down there. And to spread out and do whatever it's going to do, if it's going to do anything. So now that's had about 4 minutes, you can see those have dissipated a little bit. What I'm going to do is now, using my little bezels that are on a stick, I'm just going to dip that in like that and lift it out gently. I'm not going to do any scraping off or anything. I'm just going to leave it like that and then pop that into there. Just go around, looking at bits that I really like, and patterns that I really like, and taking those patterns. And all I'm doing is sticking them in my Oasis as level as possible to let them dry. Now these are probably going to take about an hour, I would think, to dry at room temperature. And this is why I think we use the glue and not latex, because if you use latex, and I tried it with liquid latex and didn't get a very good result, I don't know if anybody else has, what you're going to find is if you want to dome this or anything afterwards, then the latex itself is going to repel any resin that you put on it, and it's just going to pop off. I will show you how to clean these up so that you can actually dome it. So I'm going to clean this out, and then what I'm going to do is do some other colours. And this time I've put less glue in here to get a thinner result. So hopefully it's not going to pick up as much excess on it. Big thank you to Lisa for sending me this and asking me this question and asking if I could demonstrate it. So this time I'm going to use some of the gold alcohol ink, some of the Sugar Light, I think that is. Never heard of that. And some dark indigo, but I'll also use a little bit of white as well. I don't know how well this gold is going to work in here. Big thank you to everyone who got me a coffee last month. I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Honestly, it's the coffees that allow me to do these tests and things like this. So this time I'm going to put the white just in front of that reddy colour. And then I'm going to put the dark indigo around that as well. Like that. Get my little sticky thing. And now move that through and make a pattern. And the good thing is the glue seems to be allowing these colours to stay separate. So now again, I'm going to put a little layer on there, pushing that right down. See if that having less glue. No, it doesn't really make any difference. But you can start to see the patterns that are coming up now, and they're really, really pretty. So we'll just let that dry. It will dry quite flat anyway. There we go. So I've just got a few bubbles that have come up on this, and I want to get rid of those. I'm just going to burst them using a toothpick. And now all I need to do is let them dry, and then I'll show you how to finish them off. This will just wash out using water. So these have been about half an hour now, and as you can see, some of them are completely dry, others aren't, where it was on a bit thicker. That one is not going to be all right because I stuck my finger in it, so I removed all the pattern off that one. So I can leave them about another half an hour, and then we can come back to them. These are all cured now, and the glue has dried, so I can take them off the cocktail sticks. Now that one I ruined because I stuck my finger in it, so that is not going to be used. Now when you take the blue tack off, you'll find that it probably has adhered to these quite, not like that one hasn't, but on some of them it may have adhered to the item itself. So I'll show, yeah, look, there's a little bit there. All you got to do is use your blue tack and go over it, and it will take that off. There we go, all gone. So they're easy to clean up because you want all the traces of the blue tack gone. So now we need to put a backing on these on the side where the glue and the alcohol inks are. Now my advice to you would be to go around the very edge, the metal part, with some 99% alcohol and remove any of the glue. This is a bit fiddly, but remove any of the glue and alcohol inks that have got onto that edge. Because if not, your resin isn't going to have anything to really grip on. And as a result, it may come off because the glue and the alcohol ink that is there is going to create almost like a little barrier, as if it was silicone, I think, anyway. So I'm just removing that using a micro brush and a little bit of alcohol. It'll soften it right up, and then you can just go round with a little blade and take it off. So they're all cleaned up now, and actually they didn't take too long. And I'm going to show you why it's really, really important, because this is creating a barrier with your resin, and if you don't do it, what's going to happen is this stuff pulls off really easily, look. Once it's dry off the resin, it's not stuck to it in any way, so it will just pull off. If you don't put a barrier over it, then it's just going to get scratched off or worn off. And there we go, that's come out really clean again. So now we need to put a barrier on, and what they use in the video is white UV resin, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to make sure this UV resin is actually touching these metal frames on the back as well, because that's how it's going to stick to it. I think the white will really show these off well. So all I'm going to do is squeeze a bit of white on the edge there and go around the actual edge, not on the frame at this moment in time, and then fill that in. And now I'm going to go around, because the coloured UV resins are lovely and thick, that should, with the surface tension, stay on there nicely. And I'll do all of them at once, but I'm just doing this one here to show you at the minute. And then I'll cure that up for 3 minutes. These are nearly finished now. All I'm going to do is dome them the other side. And that is why I didn't quite fill them up. So you've got a little bit of a space in there to put your doming resin, whatever resin you're going to use. I'm using the UV high viscosity resin because it really gives a great dome. Because it's a lot thicker than the other resins, it sits where you put it and it really does magnify well, and it's beautiful and crystal clear. And I'll be doing that in exactly the same way as I put the white on the reverse. The only difference is with this one, I will give it a couple of seconds to sit on there, and then I will go over it with a long neck lighter just to pop any bubbles that I may have put in it. Now for this, I go round the edges first. Like I said, we've got that slight inlay there where we didn't fill it up completely. So once I'm happy I've got all the edges, I will then fill it in and then put an extra little drop in the middle. It really does make a massive difference. And now, because you're leaving it a few minutes and then going over it with a long neck lighter, you'll also get a much more even coating and doming. So I'll do a few at a time and then I'll cure them up. And then I can show you what they look like. Both sides completely finished. Well, these have all cured now and I love them. I think it's a great hack. It's a great technique. I think it definitely needed explaining a little more, and it needed a little bit more guidance on how to ensure that your backing is going to stay on and how to get good results from it. But it has worked absolutely beautifully. The gold has worked in there really well. I love that, how that one's come out. I was a bit concerned about the gold. I thought it might be a bit heavy, but it's not. Maybe the glue is thick enough now to take that. Look at all those. I can see these selling particularly well. So just a few things to consider. Don't use latex. Use PVA glue, which is the white school glue. Make sure that you clean off the edges of the backing before you put your white on, because if not, you run the high risk, and it will happen, of it just popping off. You must use a backing, because if not, that glue will just get scratched off really, really easily. And dome the fronts as well, because I think by doming them, it really does set them off. Look at that dome on there. That's come out really well. So I hope you've enjoyed that explanation. Check out the video I've got coming up next. I think you'll love that one as well if you want to learn more about jewellery. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.